Court, the movie podcast, where Sean
and Mampy
watch shit, talk shit, and most importantly, eat shit. We are the law.
And guess what we saw?
We watched The Day the Earth Blew Up, which, according to the internet, is the first feature-length Looney Tunes movie?
Oh, wait. Oh, I never thought about... Wait, is that true?
I have no idea. It's like one of those things that I read and I went, I don't know.
Oh, I guess
if you say so.
Like, fully animated? Like, with no humans?
I mean, like, Space Jam is not Michael Jordan is not a Looney Tune.
Yeah, so, okay, this is the first full just Looney Tunes.
I think.
No one else is involved.
Tweet at us at FoodCourtcast. Let us know if I was lied to. It's called The Day the Earth Blew Up, and it's got the Looney Tunes in there.
It truly does.
And it is starring our good friends Daffy Duck.
Daffy.
And Porky Pig.
Oh my gosh, finally.
And also Petunia Pig.
Oh yeah.
And an alien.
Has Petunia been around? I don't remember. Was she made up for this?
Sounds familiar for some reason.
It does sound so familiar. I don't know why.
Petunia Pig rings so well that you go, that must have been a real thing, right?
Had to have been. All this time, I didn't know about the lady version of Porky. That's crazy. That's crazy talk. You have to be kidding me. Right?
I don't think they're kidding you.
They have to be.
This is serious shit. This is Looney Tunes.
I
shouldn't be swearing probably in the Looney Tunes episode, but
yes, our younger audience, is going to be so sad.
I know that little kids probably listen to podcasts, right?
Yeah,
they have nothing else but the phone.
Maybe.
No, maybe they don't. They only watch Twitch, right?
Vibrant, big things on the screen.
I'm vibrant.
Hey
there, how's it going?
Yeah, if you do stuff like that,
you're right here on Food Court Movie Podcast.
And tell your parents to listen too.
Yep, tell them to send us $500 cash.
Otherwise, you're going to throw a fit.
Tell them that you're going to scream and you're going to grab all the knives in the house and you're going to hide them. You're going to put them into a little hole that nobody has ever seen or heard of, and then you'll never have any knives again.
No knives. You know what I want?
What?
I want a Looney Tunes crossover with Merry Melodies. You know those guys?
Yeah, I remember. Isn't it just the same guys?
Yeah.
But they sing? Okay. I like it so far.
I want the first feature-length Merry Melodies movie.
That'd be cool.
When is that? I want Tom and Jerry. This is what I really want. I want Tom and Jerry to meet with the Looney Tunes. It's time. It's time.
Hey, tweet at us. Which company did Tom and Jerry?
I don't even remember.
Tom and Jerry? Hanna-Barbera? It wasn't a Hanna. Or a Barbera, was it?
It might have been MGM.
Was it an MGM?
I think it may have been an MGM.
MGM, tweet at us at FoodCourtcast. Let us know.
Ugh.
Just tell us anything.
You know, this is a bold statement, but I'd put some money on maybe Tom and Jerry. Sometimes is my favorite.
Really?
Isn't that crazy? I love Looney Tunes. They're
more favorite than the Loons?
I love the Loons.
More favorite than the Hand-Barbs?
Sometimes the Tom and Jerry hits in a way that is just so dang funny to me. I just can't.
It is. It's pretty good.
I love it.
He goes, ow! Ow!
Yeah.
I like that's one of my favorite things is when something falls on his toe or something.
I think.
Ow!
The violence is just so funny. Yeah, it's like, holy hell. It's so good. And like the face shape stuff where Tom just like his face gets turned into like the shape of an iron or something.
Yeah.
It's so perfect. Anyway, I just had to bring it up. This is the only episode I could, really.
You could talk about it in other episodes if you want to.
No,
but it is probably makes the most sense in this one.
Yes, it just seemed to fit. So
It
I'd
really
throw it in there.
fits.
I love things like that.
We watched the day the Earth blew up. The Looney Tunes film, and I would like to know, Mampy, if you don't mind, what did you think about this movie?
You know me, I'm a huge Looney Tunes fan.
Yes, I've heard that.
I grew up on it, and it has a special place in my heart. So when I heard that this was happening, which was only because we were like, what do we watch next? And there happened to be a Looney Tunes. And I went, what? There's a Looney Tune?
Saved by Ketchup Entertainment. Wait, is it Ketchup Entertainment? I think it's Ketchup Entertainment.
Thank you, Ketchup Entertainment, for saving this film.
And apparently they also bought the Acme versus whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Acme versus...
the Coyote?
Yes.
Whatever his name is.
Apparently they have also saved that from obscurity.
I brought it up and someone said, I'm pretty sure that was the other one about the coyote. And I went,
no.
I think they saved this one. I'm pretty sure it's this one. But then now it's good to know it was both.
Yes.
Maybe.
And we thought like this would be a weird episode to do because it was supposed to close after 1 week.
Yeah.
But it's playing for like another week or so. So you can actually go see it.
What?
Should they see it though, Mampy? That's what I'm really asking.
Oh, yeah. Well, I was crafting, a web.
Really?
Leading them into my nest so I could sink my teeth in, suck them dry.
Our listeners?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's all I've ever wanted.
All I wanted was to suck you dry.
I had a good time. I think, is it a perfect movie? No. Not in any stretch of the imagination. But did I have a good time? Did I find myself laughing at bits?
Yes.
Yes. Did I love the main characters? Yes.
Yes.
Did I think some of the more modernized references weren't great? Yes.
Yeah.
But that's with anything. I think...
Yes.
I challenge any studio in the world to do a TikTok or content creation joke and have me like it. I don't think it's possible.
It's a little tough.
I don't think it's possible.
It's tough.
Yeah.
I like this a lot.
Yeah.
I think now this is only because no movies are funny anymore.
Yeah.
But this is the funniest movie I've seen in a while.
That's true.
Since Hundreds of Beavers, which was the best movie last year.
God.
This is probably not going to be the best movie this year.
No.
But still, I laughed probably 30 times, out loud.
Yeah, it's just got some great.
And I was all alone in a theater, and I just laughed. I was just like, ha 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 ha.
Is there anything better? Alone in a theater, cackling?
There's better things, but that's a good thing. I had a great time.
There are many better things.
Many better things.
Yes.
I just thought there were lots of really funny jokes.
Yeah.
And I think I was also kind of nervous because in general, I find most modern versions of old things to be kind of terrible.
Yes, absolutely.
When you see the Looney Tunes in one of the new Space Jams or whatever they're doing, you're just like, I hate this.
I now hate this.
They don't have the characters, and the characters are not that hard to have.
No.
They're not very deep characters. You just need to do the character. Daffy is crazy.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing.
He's crazy guy.
He's a crazy guy. Porky he's very nervous.
He's extremely nervous.
And that's about it.
That's all you need, man.
So Porky doesn't have to rap.
No.
He doesn't have to do parkour.
No, none of that.
Yeah, I mean, he does kill some monsters.
That is nice.
Pretty cool. But he doesn't have to do any things that are. He doesn't have to. I don't know what anybody else does. Not read. He doesn't have to not read.
Yeah,
the kids these days.
Yeah.
He just has to be Porky, and I thought that throughout this, I was like, these are for the most part true to the feeling of Looney Tunes. A lot of the jokes feel like they're just Looney Tunes jokes that happen to exist now.
Yes, yeah.
And I just thought it. I thought it mostly worked.
Yeah, mostly worked. I agree. I would agree. Overall, pleasant time at the cinema.
And this is what happens in the movie.
Yes, tell us.
The boys. I won't give away too much of what happens in the beginning because it's kind of lovely, and I don't want to spoil it for anyone who hasn't seen it. But we cut to after a nice little prologue. We cut to the boys. They are essentially brothers.
Yeah, basically.
Porky and Daffy are brothers. They live in the same house. It's kind of falling apart. In their neighborhood, there's an HOA, and run by a lady with large bosoms and buttocks, as is the custom with a lady in a Looney Tune.
Absolutely.
And she's like, "You gotta get that." She's not. It's not exactly that voice, but it's kind of like that voice. She's like, "You gotta fix up your house because it looks like garbage, and if you don't fix it soon, we're gonna take your house." And their house is the only thing they have.
It's it.
And so they have to do whatever they can to save the house, but they think they've gotten it saved, except the day of the inspection, they realize that it has been hit by a meteor.
Yeah.
And also, the meteor has infected a local scientist with a kind of, I don't know, he's a sort of a vague zombification.
Yes, a goo has arrived.
He's got goo brain. And there is an alien who seems to have a plan, a sinister plan. And anything after that might be a spoiler, though it is a Looney Tunes movie, so you probably can't be too spoiled.
Yeah.
But there is some good stuff.
Even if we told you everything that happened, you would be still surprised.
Because he'd be like this. Boop. Did I ever tell you about going to see one of the Looney Tunes live things?
No, I don't think so.
I went and they did a few of the Merry Melodies and with the Nashville Symphony, which is like sort of sad because when you see them do like Mahler or something, you're like, oh, this is as pure as art can be, and then you see them doing the Looney Tunes and you sort of feel bad for them. But at the same time, it was also a great thing that I saw. Like they did the Kill the Wabbit thing.
Oh, I love
which
Kill
is
the
like
Wabbit.
Amazing. But every time it started with the Looney Tunes theme song, and there was a guy who had the pedal steel, like the pedal steel guitar, and he would have his little slide, and he'd go boop.
Wow!
Oh, I knocked the mic, but he went boop every time. It was really amazing.
Did he ever mess up, or was it kind of spot on each time?
He was a genius.
That's cool.
And it was great. So if they do it in your town and you're like, oh, this is sad, no, don't think of it as sad. Think of it as the way they pay the bills.
I think that this is what I loved about Looney Tunes. It was elevated by this music, this orchestral music, so beautiful. I think that's a big problem today. We don't have these like grand scores elevating a lot of things. I think Looney Tunes would not be nearly as good without that beautiful music. And I think it's I'd rather sometimes listen to that than perhaps Mahler.
Wow.
Sometimes you're not in the mood for Mahler.
That's
Sometimes
true.
You're in the mood for Mallard. You're in the mood for Daffy Duck. I don't know if he is a mallard, but he is a duck.
Something.
He's a black duck. Are there black ducks?
Yes.
This was a test you passed.
Yes, of course there are
black ducks.
I don't see color when it comes to ducks. But
I only see the spit flying from his mouth. I was not prepared for how much spit. I knew he did talk like that, but I was like, man, this is like wild.
He's a spitting fool. He is no Donald as far as spit is concerned.
No.
But he's a big spit guy.
Imagining a conversation between Donald and Daffy, can you imagine anything more maddening?
Like it's in Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Oh, right. Yeah, you don't have to
piano.
imagine it anymore.
It's really good.
That movie may be one of the best. It's definitely the best of the incorporating animation into.
Yes.
It's such a good time. Wow.
Hey, but we can't only talk about Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Yeah.
We've got to talk about
Other things.
this wonderful film. But first, You know, for the dedicated listeners, you know that we love Magic Mind.
Yes.
It's like a little supplement power performance shot. And we're teaming up with them again.
We're back together
to tell you about this delicious little flavor shot. Let me take a sip, just to show you that
live sip,
it's tasty.
Live reaction. He is sipping. The juice is going inside him.
Ooh!
You see how quick that was? Folks, I'm not joking. The first time I had it, I was like, wow, what a jolt.
We say this almost every time, but it's so tangy and delicious.
Love that tang.
And they say it on the box, and I read it, and this was basically they reached out to us, because we're, very well known. And yes. They were like, how can we get in on this amazing thing called Food Court? And we were like, that would be great. We'd love to try. But first, we'd love to try it.
Yes, you better.
We don't want to just recommend stuff we don't believe in. And I drank it, and I was like, oh, wow. I'm ready to go.
Nice, yeah.
And on the box, they say calm energy, which I thought was insane. Because, when I drink a Monster or something like that, I feel sick. I feel
yes.
shaky.
I don't know how people do
and insane. I feel like my heart is going to beat out of my chest. But when I drink this, I feel like I can think. I have mental clarity. I have a little more energy, a little more pep, and it's full of all the stuff, all the magical stuff.
Yes.
I'm reading it right off the bottle, but
Tell
this
us.
is true. It's got lion's mane. These are all different mushrooms.
Love it.
It's got bacopa.
Oh yeah.
It's got ashwagandha, though I don't think that is that a mushroom?
Ashwagandha. It's a root, I believe.
Yeah, that is it's got all these fun things. It's got matcha, it's got rhodiola, it's got all sorts of different things to one, get you going.
It gets you going.
2, to keep you cool. And 3, just to, it's got vitamins and minerals. You need these things.
This ain't our first rhodiola, folks.
No. This ain't our first lion's mane.
Yeah.
And because the people at Magic Mind are so lovely, they have given all of you a chance to get 20% off of your one-time purchase.
Nice.
Or, Mampy, up to 48% off for subscriptions.
Are you kidding me?
Why would I joke about such a thing?
How could a deal... Okay, wow. They've lost their minds. That's amazing.
They drank too much and they lost their minds.
They're like, let's just give it away.
They got too nice and they got too chill. They're like, hey, man, that was really nice. That's a good flavor shot. Let's just give it away, man.
Yeah, people will love it. It's magical.
But all you need to do is go to magicmind.com/FCLT20. That, again, is magicmind.com/FCLT20. When you click on it, it'll say, hey, we sent you a gift. And you just got to click on that bad boy, and then you can get yourself 20% off on your first purchase. It's a great deal.
It's a great
tasty
deal.
treat.
Tasty treat.
And it's also getting me going, getting me ready for the Beef Lamb Euro.
Oh, you gotta.
I'm so ready to tell you.
Now that you know.
Mampy.
Yes.
To tell me, Sean. What's the best part of this movie?
You're ready for me to tell you what the best
I am.
part of the movie is?
Or maybe I'm ready for me to tell you.
No, I'm ready to tell you.
Okay, all right.
Okay? You get one thing straight, all right? Yeah, I am so excited to throw down some more Magic Mind. Maybe it will combat the weed. We will see. I want to see which one's stronger. One's taking away from my brain. One's adding.
Is the weed taking your brain away?
It's like, it's kind of cool. But
they're battling inside of you.
Yeah, there's a battle inside.
They're shooting lasers.
Yeah.
Magic Mind is like, and the weed's like,
It's intense. I've got that going on. There's the constant race war inside. It is a really difficult life.
Yes, for people who are just tuning in to the show in general.
Yes,
Mampy, you are not a full-blooded white man.
Nope, and not even a full-blooded black man.
You are, 48 52, 50-50.
I'm a white man and a black man.
I'm a white man in a black man's body.
And a black man's body. Technically, I'm a white woman and a black man, I guess.
I'm a white woman in a black man's body.
But I did love this movie, and my favorite part, I gotta tell you, the beef lamuro of this picture has to be for me. I loved so many bits, but there were some that really hit. And when they were trapped inside of this laser cage, the alien has trapped them inside.
Good bit.
And the way they get out is from crying tears. And the tears short circuit all the lasers, which I thought the lasers would just go away. But the lasers go away, and then the floor drops out in classic Looney Tunes style. Yes. And we get a classic, landing on it's like a disc, and they roll and they crush the alien, I think twice, which is
I think so.
Beautiful. Yeah. I love when a thing falls down on somebody, something big. Amazing.
Exactly.
I just thought that moment, because I was invested. I was like, oh my God, it's over.
Yeah.
The world has been taken over. But big spoilers, by the way. These are massive spoilers. If you haven't cut this off now, sorry. The day the Earth blew up, the day you got this movie spoiled. In 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. That's it. Petunia Pig has been taken over by the gum zombies.
Yes.
Man. I mean, all of the I thought all that was so much fun. I love when movies get like that, where it's like, whoa, how do they stop these odds? I mean,
yes.
Even for cartoons, you're like, almost better in cartoons. You're like, I'm invested.
Yes.
Now, if real humans had gum all over, I might be like, this is so stupid.
It'd be pretty silly.
Yeah.
Maybe they could pull it off, though. I'm sure at some point, once OWB realizes they can make a few bucks off of it, they'll do a live action remake.
Yeah,
of this
they'll remake it
with
oh God,
with a computer animated duck.
Yeah,
and a computer animated stuttering pig.
Yeah. They'll cast someone to play the farmers. It'd be like the dude from Parks and Rec. It'll all be the same. That motherfucker. That beep and beep.
Sorry, everybody.
I'm gonna beep that beep. But I just, I would say broadly just the physical gags. A lot of the explosions were timed very funnily to me, and I died.
In general, I thought this was surprisingly well timed.
Yeah, very. Yeah.
And I shouldn't be that surprised because it's a Looney Tunes thing, but I was surprised because it's any modern movie.
Yeah.
And so many of them seem like they have just completely lost the concept of timing.
Yeah, 100%.
Which is very weird. I don't know what, people are still occasionally funny.
Yeah.
If sometimes I'll watch some stand-up comedian be funny, or I'll just have a conversation with someone who's funny in the real world. And then I wonder, how has that completely been lost from movies?
It is fascinating. It's truly odd.
Except, occasionally a horror movie will be funny.
Yeah, I'll have a moment.
Barbarian's funny, but it's not real. It's not a comedy.
No, not a rip-roaring comedy.
But it is really funny.
Yes.
My favorite part of this movie is actually kind of similar.
Oh.
I really enjoyed. There's one moment when they are Petunia, Daffy, and Porky are in Petunia's secret basement lair where she has her own home lab for creating the greatest flavor of gum ever, because she works for a gum factory that luckily is in town.
Yes,
because otherwise there would be no story. Mm-hmm. And they create a gum monster because the gum that is turning people into zombies. They've grabbed part of it. They've put it into a chamber for testing.
Yeah.
And then they put some humorous chattering teeth in there.
Yes, I love it.
And I didn't even realize it, but I'm also wearing the shirt if you're listening.
Oh, wow.
There's a sort of The Thing inspired monster attack.
It's great.
Where the gum monster breaks out of its cage and chases them around. And this, and also there's a zombie chase later. Mm-hmm. There's a big action scene where they are where they are making people disgusted.
Yes.
The people are so disgusted that they spit out their gum, and then they burn the gum with fire. And all of those are, like, fun and thrilling. Mm-hmm. And, like, especially there's this one moment in the Gum Monster thing, which I thought was quite fun, which is a simple beat. Yes. But, like, they're being chased. They're chased up the stairs, and then, like, out in front of them, one of the tentacles of the Gum Monster jumps up. And I just went, whoa. Which, to be startled...
Scary. Yeah.
within a child's movie?
Amazing.
It's great. Really good stuff.
There were some real surprises sometimes. You just go, oh my God. That was crazy.
I was surprised at how exciting the stuff that was supposed to be exciting was.
Yeah, they did.
Like, all the chases were really fun, and I was like, oh, it's happening. Wow. Oh, cool. Wow. Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
And that is, I want to warn everyone, most of my other favorite things. Most of my other favorite things. Most of my other favorite things.
Other favorite things.
Things are just gonna be me going, oh, remember when that was funny when that happened.
Yes.
A lot of the rest are just me saying, oh, that was a good bit. That was funny.
I like that. I wanted to have. I need somehow a note. If there's a way to take notes in the darkness with a piece of paper, if they can figure that technology out where only I can see the paper eliminated. Because I was like, man, that was a good bit, but there's going to be 20 more, and I'm going to forget this bit. And that's what happened to me. I loved so many bits, and I was like, dang it, they're going so fast.
Mampy, I was alone.
Yes.
And so I wrote down like 7.
Hell yeah.
On my phone.
I love that.
If there are other people in there, I'm too kind.
See, same.
But I wrote down a bunch.
And I've been converted to sitting closer to the screen, so it's not as easy to pull the phone out because it's like, oh, literally everyone can see me. I'm
like maybe a little over 1/3 away. That's what I prefer.
I've gotten to where I either do C or D row. Now that is pretty great. One theater I went to, I did C row, and I moved to D row because in that theater, C row was way too close.
Sometimes C is close.
How the hell is anyone doing A? There's no way you can see anything. Anyway.
I used to do this stuff. For some reason, when I was a kid, I loved to sit in the front row.
That's wild.
Which is a stupid thing to do.
Only good on a roller coaster, I'd say.
Yeah. Okay, this is the other stuff I loved. Let me do a few of the things that I thought were funny.
Tell me.
And then I can do a thing that was just a general thing. So it's not just, remember when that happened? But a lot of this is remember when
that happened.
There's an origin story for Porky's stutter.
Yes.
Which I thought was a really good bit. In general, I thought that his stutter is like treated sort of interestingly.
Yes.
Because like in this day and age, we don't really want to make fun of people with stutters.
No.
And I think for the most part, they make it where the stutter isn't the funny thing.
Yeah.
I think
so. Well, because they deviate, which I think he's always done this, but they make it more about like he changes his answer at the very end, which I love. That's a classic.
That's a classic bit. Porky bit. But Petunia talks about how she stutters when she is nervous.
Yes.
And then Porky says, "Well, I'm always nervous."
Exactly. It's not that he's a stutterer; it's that he's nervous.
Yeah. I mean, a little from column A, a little from column B. But there's one part where he and Daffy are Looney Tunes babies. And did I lose you?
No.
Okay, sorry.
I'm listening intently.
You were
ready.
just so intent that I got scared.
I'm like, yes, okay, okay,
They're babies?
Tell me about the babies.
So Daffy and Porky are little babies, and Daffy is sitting around, and Porky has begun to read. He's already learned how to read, and he is reading clearly and eloquently. And then something falls off a shelf on his head. and he begins to stutter.
It's wild.
It's really, really good.
I love there's a lot of stuff in here that's just matter of fact. It's just like, well, that happened and this is the world now.
Yep. Hey.
Daffy is always causing things to explode or get destroyed.
Jesus.
He's a mess.
This was the first
film where I went, the first Looney Tunes experience where I went, man, Daffy, he sucks. Like, he's sucking everything up.
He does suck.
But I love Daffy growing up, but if he's needed to do something, it's really not.
That is his arc. That's their arc together.
It's a great arc.
Porky gets pissed off at Daffy.
Yeah.
And Daffy desperately tries to do the right thing, but it's very difficult for him.
Yes.
There's another bit. Actually, this is one of the bits where I don't go, oh, that was funny. But this part was actually kind of lovely. The movie begins with this guy named Father Jim who finds them as little orphans or something.
Yes.
I don't entirely understand the story, but I like it anyway.
That's nice.
And Farmer Jim is mostly in these kind of cool painterly draw. Like, he just looks like he is a painted figure.
Yes,
and mostly still. And the paintings are all like really cool.
Yeah, very well done.
And I don't even really know how to describe them.
Yeah.
What is the description of these things?
Yeah, they're not like photorealistic.
No.
They're like old, maybe like 50s designs or like children's book illustration.
Kind of.
Something. Hard to describe.
And Farmer Jim seems like he's about to die. Pardon me. I'm dying myself.
Don't die.
And first, there's a little funny bit where he is like walking down the porch.
Yes.
And they reveal that his like entire character is kind of being bounced rather than walking.
Yeah, that got me. That got me good. Sean's getting choked up because, I mean, this was an emotional scene. Mm-hmm. Farmer Jim. He is a father to them.
He's a father to them.
Farmer Jim is a father to them. That's a tongue twister. Father Jim is a father. Whoa, Farmer Jim is father to them. Try saying that.
Farmer Jim is a father to them.
Woo. I can't even do it.
And he, instead of like dying and going away or whatever, they like cut to him walking towards the water, and they cut back to Porky and Daffy, and then they cut back to Farmer Jim, and he's in the sky, and he's sort of floating away in the sunset.
It's great,
and it's kind of lovely.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, I was like, this is really sweet and nice.
It made me wish that's how it worked. You just go, all right, I'm heading off, and then you...
Hey, I got emphysema, boys. I got to get out of here.
Time to hit the old trail.
Time to float up into the sky and get really big and then get small again.
I love that later on they do a flashback to like a montage of all their memories, and they even still show like the puppeted like Farmer Jim's body moving slowly. I was like, that's good.
That's good.
That's nice.
Do you have other things before I mention 12 more things?
So the whole movie, the alien creature is talking about a resource. It's very mysterious. And you come to find out that all along he was trying to stop this giant meteor that was going to destroy the Earth. I love that twist.
It's really good.
And I love that the resource he's trying to save is boba. He loves boba.
He loves boba tea.
I thought that was a fun little twist. And I'm a huge, as many know, huge boba tea fan.
You're a big boba head.
Anyone trying to kill me, send me a boba gift card. I'll go daily and probably end up choking on one.
Or they could team up with the boba people to like poison one of the bobas or something like that.
Now that
or exploding
be amazing. Boba. Yes, with an actual bomb inside of the...
That'd be cool.
That would be crazy.
Blows up half of your face.
Yes, there's a great bit where Porky and Daffy are doing all these jobs. I think this is when it happens, and they're like, "That's all," and then it like blows up, and they're both just like horribly mangled, and it just sits on them for a while. And I died. I was like, "That's awesome."
That whole bit is really fun because, like, about like I don't know, 15 minutes in, they cut to a Looney Tune. Like this is played sort of like a movie, and then it plays with the speed of a Looney Tune, where it's like this is going to be 2.5 minutes.
Exactly.
Let's go. And there's a few bits that I wrote down from this bit. One, their plan is they've got to find jobs so that they can make money.
Yes.
And one of their jobs is they are rideshare drivers, but their rideshare is a horse. And they just drag some guy behind the horse, which is really funny.
Oh man!
And then they're like quick cutting at some point through like a million different jobs, and one of them is a guy sitting at a shoe shine stand.
Yes.
And Daffy has a chainsaw.
Yeah, he looks terrified.
He's lowering it towards his foot. It's a really good bit.
Yeah, there were the like quick cutaway stuff was really good. Ooh. I was like, okay.
It was really good.
This is the movie I was wanting.
It's so much fun.
Yeah.
In general, I thought the score was great.
Yeah, it's fun.
It does that thing, that classic Looney Tunes thing where there are like bits of classical music, bits of classic songs.
Yeah.
And also like another, just kind of a generally cool score.
Yeah, I liked it.
And I thought that was wonderful.
There's a good scene where they're learning how to do, they get a job at the gum factory.
Yes.
And they just have to pull a lever and push a button.
They do.
Or push a button and pull the lever, I guess.
As a team.
And I was proud of them because they go into like a sequence with like a musical number, but they don't have words to it. It's just sounds and visuals, and I like that. I was like, wow, that's restraint. They could have gone into some silly song like I pull a lever, you push a button, but they didn't, and I'm proud of them.
I am too.
Yeah.
I have like two more things that I remember.
Tell me.
So the lady with the big boobs, who is their kind of local neighborhood Karen. One, I love in any movie when a white lady is demonized.
Yes, it's nice.
Because I believe that we should do more of this.
I agree.
As a white man, we're the worst.
Yeah, of course.
In America.
Of course.
I mean, whatever the richest man in a country is
awful,
is going to be a bad person.
Bad.
And here in America, it's mostly us white guys. But I think we need to keep in mind that the white ladies are out there also being evil.
Oh, yeah, they are real bad.
And this one represents the kind of one of the worst kinds of white women, which is sort of the generic Karen lady.
Classic Karen.
And one, she can't get in and out of her like G-Wagon because her boobs and her butt are too big.
Yeah.
She just physically can't fit in and out, which is a good bit. But then as she's leaving, she has chewed them out because their house has a big hole in it. And then she spins out onto their front lawn and splashes them with loads of mud. It's really good.
Yeah. That's what it's like. That's the experience,
That's the way.
World.
Tweet at us, white women.
Yeah.
Do you think white women are good or bad?
Yeah, tweet at us. Are you somehow the victim? We would love to hear your stories.
I mean, don't get me wrong. White men are the worst.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not saying that white men aren't the worst.
No.
We just need to be mindful of the fact that there are plenty of bad white women.
There are plenty to go around.
There's plenty.
Trust me. Oh, it's wild.
So, this is my final good thing.
Tell me about it.
This was a short movie.
Yeah. Oh, my God. Thank goodness.
And now, I swear, next week we won't even mention the length of a movie, but it's such it's just a beautiful gift to the cinema goer.
It makes me happy
to have a nice short movie, especially when it is a movie for kids.
1,000%. We don't need a long epic tale.
And this is also just a nice message to the people in the Marvel community that you are making movies for children.
Yes.
Make them 1 hour and 39 minutes.
Oh my gosh, that would be... I may even enjoy them if they were that short.
It doesn't have to be 2 hours and 25 minutes.
Please, God, no.
It could be 1 hour and... It could be 1 hour and 10 minutes, honestly.
You definitely don't need like a 3.5 to 4 hour secret cut, whatever.
No. Yes, once again, it left me wanting more.
Yeah, I love it.
Two movies in a row.
That we are really. This is. I don't want to jinx this for next week, but
don't jinx it.
It made me just to have a good time.
Yeah.
And it was like, you know what? For what it was, that was just a nice, fun time.
I did have a fun time.
I probably had 12 to 15 times more fun than I had at Inside Out 2. You know, and this probably had way less budget. I'm imagining.
If somehow this was more expensive, that'd be insane.
That would be really bad. But yeah, I loved it. I love that they set up things in the story that came back, like the teeth, and then like the
teeth were good.
They need the spikes at the end in the cave to crunch the stuff, and they let Daffy be good. It was just really. I thought they handled it very well.
It was nice.
It was nice. And I love, there was a scene when Petunia Pig is introduced, and she's like a total mess, but, you know, Porky's seeing her like beautifully, and she looks insane. But then there's this one was for the adults for sure. Very suggestive, like Porky's just staring at her, and Daffy's like, oh, I see what you're looking at. You want a slice of that, don't you? And it's like, oh,
you want
my
a nice
God.
piece of that, huh?
Yeah, I was like, holy hell. And then, of course, there's a pie, and he's like, can we get a slice of that pie? But then there's this crazy scene where Porky, like, I think he's going to bite something. Oh, the gum, and Daffy, like, knocks him over, and Porky's whole mouth goes onto Petunia's foot, and he's just, like, sucking the... It was like, oh, my God.
He is.
It was like, holy hell.
Sucking on her foot.
Crazy. That was a nuts scene.
Lots of spit on her foot.
The tongue fight that Daffy has with the creature, I was like, whoa.
That's really good.
This is getting nutty, y'all.
It's a silly movie.
Very silly.
But we can't only talk about the good things.
No.
We have to kind of quickly talk about the bad things.
Yeah.
Which brings us to the low main, the worst part of the movie. My worst part of this movie, I have like two, and they're both sort of quibbling.
Yeah, quibbles.
Because I enjoyed this movie.
Quibbles. My
low main in general is Porky's voice.
Interesting.
I thought it was fine.
Yeah.
Like, and especially after a little while, I just gave in. But one of the things that, like, bothers me the most about anything past, whatever, 1963.
Yeah.
is that his voice, like, most of the voices are close forever.
Yeah.
Like, you know, from then to now. But most of the Porkies are not the same.
Yeah, I feel
it's
that.
Like, he's doing the same idea. Mm-hmm. And I think he is quite good in this, but it's just not Porky's voice that I'm used to. And Daffy mostly sounds like Daffy in like any other shorts or movies. Mm-hmm. Bugs Bunny mostly sounds like Bugs. But I just have never been into the modern Porky voice.
Yeah.
That's a stupid thing, but, you know, I'm an idiot.
It's not as good. I mean, it's hard. How do you beat the original? How do you beat it?
Really beautiful stuff. But that being said, you know, a few minutes in, I was like, okay, I'm gonna let this go and just enjoy myself.
That's how I was with Daffy. I was like, man, I didn't realize, because he's never like really the main character for like a movie. Like, it's different in the shorts because he's not like, oh, I'm carrying a plot. Like, the shorts are just like things that are happening. But when I was like, okay, I'm going to have to really accept that this is going to happen for another hour. But then once you do, you just go, okay.
The fact that he's like so insane and he keeps
spitting and just the way he talks in general.
Yes.
I was like, oh, it's a lot different when he's like carrying the whole movie. Yes. I was like, okay. But I got, it was fine. I got into it.
Sure.
I was just a little nervous at first.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, you know what? That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
I would say that my low main.
Say it. Say it.
No Bugs Bunny. Where's the? No, I'm kidding. That would be so.
I mean,
people are like,
no.
I was very glad. I was like, okay, good. We get different characters.
We've had enough Bugs Bunny.
Yeah, please.
God. We love Bugs Bunny.
Big spoiler. I've said it on the pod before, but big spoilers for Space Jam: A New Legacy.
Yeah.
There's a point where they kill Bugs Bunny, and I was like, the movie actually did something that I didn't expect. And I was like, wow. And then, of course, he's back the next scene like, hey, guys. And you're like, so fuck. You're like, Jesus. Anyway, I think the worst part, there was a TikTok kind of content creator reference I brought up earlier. I guess it has to be there now. Maybe, but I just, it just didn't hit for me. I was like,
Yeah.
It felt kind of like, I think like Shrek 5 did a trailer where they're like swiping through stuff. And I was like, I don't want no reminder of how just empty and sad life is now. Like, I just don't want to think about it. So it didn't do it for me.
I'm sorry.
I didn't need to see Daffy with the big ass. Sorry.
Though there was one thing. What was the other big ass joke?
Big ass joke. I'm trying to remember.
There's another one where Daffy's entire ass was out of his pants.
Is that when he's a plumber? Yeah, that was crazy. I was like, oh my God. That was wild.
His whole butt was out of his pants. It was a good bit.
I do like when he rips all his feathers off because the gums on. Yeah, that was wild.
My final bad thing. And this once again is very small, but the fact that Daffy is into conspiracies is like slightly uncomfortable just because of like what an evil thing conspiracies are and like how much they've ruined things. Yeah. Like luckily he's only into aliens.
Yes.
And that's sort of like a kinder, gentler conspiracy from, the 90s. I mean, before that, but that like reached its peak in the 90s.
Yeah.
And not like the current weird, insane everyone who eats pizza is a child molester kind of conspiracies that make people weird. Walk into businesses with guns.
But they're the normal ones, the ones who are constantly obsessed about that type of stuff. Yeah.
That's true.
They're the ones.
They're normal.
Yeah.
In general, I thought this was a really fun time.
It was a delight.
One of the best movies I've seen this year so far. Not saying that much, but
I'd throw it on again, honestly. I'd be like, yeah, this is fun.
I've told many people to go see it. Like, people who seem like they would be into a Looney Tunes movie, I've just been like, go see it.
I might see it again.
Fucking see it. Fucking see it, you fucking pussy.
What are you, a putty cat?
Pussy cat?
I do wonder how this movie would have been if Sylvester had been the side character. Because Sylvester and Porky have a history of... There's a history there.
Yeah, that's true.
I think Sylvester may be Porky's cat in one of the episodes.
Were you doing a Porky?
Yeah, shows.
If at any time during this episode I stammer, just know that sometimes I do that, and it's not me doing a bit.
I do stammer constantly. I mean, I know we're not making fun of anyone, but it is funny. I think we need to be able to delineate that these days.
Yeah.
I'm not making fun of them, but come on, the sounds are pretty funny.
Yeah. When Porky's like, beep, beep, beep. That's pretty funny.
That's great.
But we can't only talk about the day the Earth blew up.
Fuck no.
We got to talk about other things, including... Panda Express presents Express Yourself about the movies you watched this week. Play that theme song.
Ding 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 ding. It's time for the Panda Express boop boop because I got some things to express boop boop about the things we watched pink pink this week. Dun 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 bow 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 beep 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 boop.
Okay.
That was a new version. They added some instruments.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, okay, I've never heard this one.
Were those like tiny little trumpets?
Yeah.
Okay.
Very tiny.
This is going to sound insane, but did you watch a movie this week?
Not only did I watch a movie, I watched 2 movies.
What?
2 films.
You start with one, and then I'll go, because I have watched more than 2, obviously, but I only put 2 on my list.
I watched, I think it was called The Wonderful Something of Henry Sugar. It's by Wes Anderson. Wonderful Something. I can't remember.
Wait.
It's like on Netflix.
Oh, yeah.
They broke it up into episodes, but you can just watch it as a full movie.
Mm-hmm.
It was okay.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really like the bit they were doing because it's like a bunch of what's his name? Roald Dahl. A bunch of his stories, I think. Yeah. But they just do it like the actors are just saying what the characters are doing the whole movie, and sometimes it gets kind of old. Like, and then he said this, and Ben Kingsley's like, "I have to be a doctor now." You know, it like. It's weird. They describe everything like they're reading it. And I was like, I don't know if I like this that much.
No, I don't know how I feel about that either.
Eventually, you know, we all know this. Wes Anderson's kind of a snake eating its own tail at this point. We're like, oh, God. Like, he's gone too far. He needs a bunch of people limiting him again. I think that would help.
I'm fine. I was never like a massive Wes Anderson guy. I think now his skills are best suited for cartoons.
Yeah.
Like in Isle of Dogs and in what is the other one?
Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Yes, in Fantastic Mr. Fox. All of his like idiosyncrasies seem to make more sense.
Yes, yeah.
And he sort of tried to do that in whatever the last one was. All of them have insane names, so I can never remember
I don't
them.
Even not the French Dispatch. It was
the Alien after. Of the Aliens.
Oh yeah. Oh fuck. I don't even remember.
Who knows? But that is like set in a Looney Tunes town.
Yes, very.
And there's like a Looney Tunes train, and so it sort of makes sense. But like sometimes I'm just like, okay, well these are pretty, and I get it, and I'm fine, but. Other than, like, Rushmore.
Yeah.
Like, Rushmore, I was like, oh, this speaks to me so powerfully.
Yeah.
This is exactly what I love. And, like, Fantastic Mr. Fox, when I watched that, I'm like, oh, this is brilliant. I love this.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think he's, like, one of the dudes where it's like, he's very talented. It's just not my kind of guy.
I'm a life aquatic boy for life, but that's because I love water. I love the water, you know me.
You're a waterhead.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And my body is made of mostly water.
Ooh.
It's pretty cool.
Well, I saw a movie, too.
What'd you see?
Actually, I saw lots of movies, but these are the 2 I'm going to speak about. I saw Locked.
Locked?
Do you even know what this movie is?
Oh, about the car?
Yes.
I have not. Yeah, I haven't seen it.
It's a Skarsgård. Mm-hmm. Bill. Mm-hmm. Who, you know, I want the best for him.
Me too.
I think he's good. And I think he's he's like a fantastic looking guy.
Yeah, he looks
He's like a perfect for being in movies because he's a very interesting looking man.
Ooh.
This is not a great movie.
Yeah.
Essentially the story is he is a down on his luck deadbeat dad. And he's kind of wandering around town trying to break into cars because he needs to sell something so that he can get his van so that because he's like a drive share or like delivery driver or some shit. And he gets locked into the car and he finds out that he is like the subject of not exactly a Saw thing, but he is the subject of an evil doctor's insane plan because the doctor's daughter something, and it's whatever, it's fine.
Yeah.
It is not quite as boring as it seems like it would be. Just a man being locked in a car, because it eventually does move around.
Yes, that's
spoiler alert. But great concept, I think.
Yeah,
like a guy gets locked in the car. And he's being tortured, and you know I love when someone gets tortured. But you know, a fine, lower end of fine, completely forgettable movie.
Yeah, that seems to be the case with a lot of stuff.
It happens.
I saw a pretty forgettable movie as well
Tell me
in the
about
cinema. I saw Opus.
Oh, yes.
The new A24, Io Adebri, I think is her name.
Don't let me say it.
Yeah.
I'm going to get in big trouble.
Yeah, you'll be in huge trouble. They're not going to let you out of the house.
I have heard Adebri, but that seems wrong too, right?
Adebri. Let's do that.
It can't be Adebri because there's an I in there.
I don't know. Who knows? I know it's Io, but that's it. That's all I know.
So it's not like Rocky. Say it A.
It's not like
it's not like that?
No, it's not. But,
okay.
hey, it could have been. It could have easily been, but
I'm going to name my firstborn daughter Ayo.
Ayo.
A-Y-O.
That's the beauty.
Pronounced A-O like Rocky would say.
Just like Rocky.
Ayo.
And, it was just one of those days where I was like, well, I go to the theater, I got the pass, might as well.
Exactly.
I'll go see this movie that I didn't want to see.
Yep. Happens to me all the time.
And it was, from the trailer, it feels very like kind of, I didn't even see Midsommar, but very that type of vibe. Like,
Midsommar's good.
We're going off, we're all going to get killed, that type of thing.
I love when people get killed.
Just tell where it's going. And then I watched the movie and it was exactly that. And I went, okay, that's what I about thought was going to happen. There's a little bit of a fun twist at the end, kind of fun. But it's just overall, I was like, And buying that John Malkovich is like a pop star was like so bizarre. I was like, what?
Worst, like a person who so clearly has never listened to pop music in his life.
I was like,
not even like pop music from when he was a kid.
Yeah, it's so
like he's never listened to any popular music in his entire life. And then he doesn't know Michael Jackson. He's not heard of Michael Jackson. The real man, John Malkovich, has never ever heard of him.
Never once. I also struggle in movies where they're like the characters are all saying this is the best of whatever, like the best food, the best music, the whatever, and then like you see it or hear it and you're like, no, it isn't.
That's not good.
Yeah, it's like movies about stand-ups and they're doing jokes and you're like, but they're not very funny. Mm-hmm. So this is weird. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's strange.
It happens in almost every movie about a musical artist.
Yeah, you're just like, all right.
Now, the good thing I will say about Trap is no one who is an adult says this is the greatest thing.
Yeah.
It's just like it is a teen's favorite pop artist.
There you go.
And like you listen to the music and you can go, that could be a teen's favorite pop artist.
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
That does feel right.
It's brilliant.
That feels exactly right.
That's why we love our man.
Emmy Shamis.
Emmy
Nighty Shamis.
I saw another film.
What?
A film I've seen before, Field of Dreams.
Oh, I've heard of it.
Written and directed by Phil Alden Robinson, who also did Sneakers.
Classic.
And it is amazing. I love this movie. I had seen it like once in my life a long time ago, and it's tough. It's a tough movie to pull off because it's based on a novel and it sort of plays out like a novel because it's just kind of wanders a little bit.
Yes.
There's this guy. I don't know if you know the story, but there's this guy played by Kevin Costner who's wandering around in his farm. He and his wife were former hippies who moved to Iowa. I think Iowa. Or maybe Idaho. I think Iowa. And because they want to start a farm, and he's out in the corn, and he hears a whispering, "If you build it, he will come." And he realizes that what this means is he has to build a baseball diamond on his property so that members of the Chicago White Sox from the team of the 20s who cheated in the World Series can come and play baseball.
Yeah.
And it is about that. And it's also kind of about like the dreams of the 60s.
Yeah.
A lot of it is about how like almost everybody in the movie had some dream that they weren't necessarily able to get to happen. Like they just couldn't figure it out. And so it's sort of about like people having their dreams come true, but it's also about magic Like he's hearing this, I don't know, mysterious voice speak to him, and it's all of this stuff that like when I describe it to you sounds like total bullshit.
Yeah, that's great.
Probably.
Yeah.
But at least to me, like he completely pulls it off in every way. Like Costner's really good in it. James Earl Jones is in it, and James Earl Jones is amazing. Who the fuck else is in it? Burt Lancaster, like old Hollywood star from the 50s, is in it. He's amazing. There's one other guy in it. Who plays Shoeless Joe Jackson?
Shoeless Joe Jackson.
Oh, God, it's the guy from Goodfellas. It's not De Niro.
It's not De Niro.
He died like 2 years ago.
It's not Pesci.
It's not Pesci, it's the other guy. The main dude.
Ray Liotta.
It's Ray Liotta, yes. He plays Shoeless Joe Jackson.
Yes.
And I don't think he speaks for like the first 5 or 10 minutes he's on the screen.
I love it.
And like his magic or what his magical power is like just being such like a beautiful looking screen actor.
Yeah, it's
like
good.
they turn the lights on him and you're just like in awe of him. You're like, wow, he's just so cool looking. And I just think it's really fucking good.
Yeah, that's a classic.
And it's like one of those movies that just kicked my ass.
I haven't watched it in so long. I bet I'd love it.
It absolutely kicked my ass. Like things keep happening that like make you sort of well up with tears. It's a very emotional movie.
Yes.
Like it's about how we deal with our dreams.
Man.
And then the ending. This is like a really perfect. The ending happens and they get the fuck out movie.
Yeah.
Like the thing that the whole entire movie has been leading up to, and you don't really realize that it is, happens. And then there's like a big pull out. You see that everything's gonna be fine, and then credits, and you're like, wow.
I love that. Yeah.
I think it absolutely kicks ass.
It
is total cheeseball.
Yes, of course.
But it is like cheeseball done in such a magical way that
I can really do it sometimes. You're like, man, I know, but it is really working.
Yeah.
I just feel warm inside.
It kicked the shit out of me, man. I was like, fuck.
I think we need a little more cheeseball. We're also this pointing the finger. Cringe is like, just embrace it.
Yes.
This is life. Live it.
This movie is fucking cringe.
Yes.
There's one scene where for the most part, it is Kevin Costner's story, but his wife, who's the actress, I can't remember her name, but she's great in it. She has a moment where she gets to like fight against this woman who's trying to get books banned from the school.
Yeah. And
there's like an entire scene where she's like, do you want to be like the Nazis getting rid of books? Is that what you want? And of course, because, you know, this is a horrible, horrible place we live in. This is makes so much sense in our world. And you go, they suck. They suck so bad.
Yeah.
So just if for some reason you haven't seen Field of Dreams and you have a heart that is open, if you have a closed heart, you know, you won't like it.
You go,
And I normally have a closed heart unless it's a movie.
Yeah.
And then I watch a movie and I go, I'll let it happen to me. Do whatever you want to me, movie.
Let it wash over me.
And it just kicked the shit out of me. It beat my ass.
I love to hear
just
it.
Weeping. Just baseball.
They came. He built it.
It's the American pastime. I'm just weeping. So check it out. Tweet at us at Food Court Cast. Would you give us a review?
Mm-hmm.
Would you? Would you share it with your friends? Would you repost it on all of your favorite social medias? Would you just tell a person in the real world, say, hey, I like Food Court Movie Podcast.
Yeah, it's great.
You can find it on all of your favorite podcasting websites.
Mm-hmm.
Mampy?
Yeah.
Thanks so much for doing this.
Of course, as always.
On behalf of you, Mampy Hikes, I'm Sean Parrott, saying to everyone out there, bon appetit.